Let's stay on the Trump renewed push for infrastructure. And joining us now, Kevin Hassett, chair of the White House Council of Economic Advisors. So welcome to the program. Good to see you again.
Oh, it's great to be here, yeah.
Okay, now, Speaker Ryan, he's talking about 5, maybe 6 different bills to cover infrastructure. A lot of talk that that's just not going to work. Your comment, please.
Right. Well, I think that with taxes, as you know, and we talked a lot about this in the fall, we had this really big bill and we got it done all at once. That's definitely what the president would prefer, because we've put out a big plan that is going to be great for the economy and just as great, maybe, as the tax cut. But if Congress wants to do things a little bit at a time, then every single time they legislate, we're going to be looking for infrastructure progress. So, for example, we've got a workplace plan to try to help get training for people to drive that heavy equipment you just mentioned. And to learn how to weld and things like that, because we're going to need more people who can have those skills if we're going to get our infrastructure off of the D+ grade that we get from the civil engineers. So if we can put that Work Plus plan into a bill that's moving on the floor this week or next week, then we will do that. But we're going to continue to have our eye on the prize on making progress and getting the whole plan into law.
I think, Kevin, you're telling us that it's going to come in dribs and drabs, and you'll get as much of it as you possibly can by November. That seems to be what you're saying.
If you look at the omnibus, there is a massive amount of infrastructure spending for rural America and rural broadband, and I don't think that those folks who benefit from that are going to think of it as dribs and drabs. But the other thing, more importantly, and I know that this is something that you talk a lot about, that we need to get private capital to help solve our problems too. And the president is so aggressively deregulating that we expect that permit time is going to go from you never know when you're going to get your permit for your infrastructure plan down to about 2 years. And if we can get the infrastructure permit time down to about 2 years, then all of a sudden there are going to be lots of pools of private capital that think, hey, that's a great investment for me. There's all this congestion, around this city or that city. Let's put in a toll road, and we'll be able to have the thing pay for itself with the tolls.
It's amazing.
And so we expect that we're multitasking is all I want to say.
Yeah,
so it's not just legislation.
It's amazing how important speeding up the permitting process really is, because that is such a hangover. I want to ask you to characterize the state of the economy. We've got 2.9% annualized rate of growth in the latter part of last year. This morning we got a 45-year low in jobless unemployment claims, and we got strong personal income data coming in as well. A lot of people are saying, look, this is a boom, an economic boom. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that that's a fair characterization. Don't forget, when President Trump took office, we had the Obama team forecasting that we were going to be growing in the ones as far as the eye can see because we had secular stagnation. But what President Trump said on the campaign trail and then acted that way after he got into the White House is that we need to fix all those broken policies. We need to deregulate, we need to cut taxes, so we need to have an infrastructure plan and so on. And since he did that, since he began doing that, then sentiment went up. The National Association for Business Economists does this survey. If you look at it, it's about as optimistic as we've ever seen. Capital spending has gone from being a negative in the economy in 2016 to being a big positive. And so all of those things suggest that the 3% growth that some from the Obama administration said was a fairy tale is actually there. So here we are on Varney living a fairy tale, right? We're living the 3% growth. That's good
you have
news.
to say that. What is this, some kind of fairy tale program here? Just for that, I'm going to ask you about Amazon. Why is the president going after Amazon? He put out a tweet this morning that went right after him, and the stock is down another $17. I'll leave the tweet up on the screen. Our viewers can read it. But he's very negative. He's going after Amazon. Why is that?
Right. Well, I won't speak specifically about Amazon, but the general principle that I know deeply concerns the president is that we need to live in a world where the government sets a level playing field between internet vendors and mom-and-pop stores. And so right now, if you go to downtowns all around the country, there are mom-and-pop stores being put out of business because they have to pay the sales tax, or their customers have to pay the sales tax, but they can avoid the sales tax if they buy from an internet vendor. Now, Amazon specifically does collect the sales tax in the states where they have a physical presence because they have a warehouse or something. But if one of the Amazon vendors that can run through the Amazon marketplace sells to you, then they don't collect the sales tax, and that's about half of their sales. And so for Amazon, there really is a big advantage on the state sales tax because of current policy. Now, we expect that what's going to happen this year is it's going to become more and more of a news story as we go into the summer, because the Supreme Court is hearing a case that might really fundamentally change the interstate tax structure on the internet. And when that happens, it could well be that there's going to have to be federal legislation to address these imbalances and level the playing field.
Okay, Kevin, thank you very much for joining us, sir.
It's an honor to be here.
No, it's great to have you on board with the fairy tale here. Good stuff, Kevin. You're all right, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.